It's 6 p.m. Cairo local time, and it's time for the English news bulletin on the Egyptian TV. This is Sahara Talawi, starting up with the political headlines. President Sisi received the CEO of the French international company Alstom, Monsieur Henri Poupard. French President Emmanuel Macron starts an official visit to Egypt today for summit talks with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. And the Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip killed at least 15 people, including 10 women and children overnight. Welcome back. The news in full. President Sisi received the CEO of the French international company Alstom, Monsieur Henri Poupard. The meeting was attended by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the Minister of Transportation and the Industry Deputy Prime Minister Industrial Development, Lieutenant General Kamel Al-Wazir. Details follow in the coming report.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received CEO of French international company Alstom, Mr. Henri Poupard. The meeting was attended by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Transportation and Industry, Deputy Prime Minister for Industrial Development, Lieutenant General Kamel Al-Wazir. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Mohammed al-Shenawi said the meeting reviewed a number of transportation projects implemented by the company in Egypt. He said efforts to localize the railway industries in Egypt, as well as the latest developments with regards to establishing the Alstom industrial complex in Burj Al Arab also topped the agenda of the talks. The complex is planned to include 2 factories, one for the production of electric systems and railway components, and the other for producing mobile units of all types. The establishment of the complex reportedly aims to address the needs of the local market and to export to the Middle East and Africa. The spokesman said the meeting also discussed development to the 6th Cairo metro line within the framework of the expansion of green sustainable public transportation means. The operation, administration and maintenance of the monorail project to the east and west of the Nile also topped the agenda of the talks. The spokesman said President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi stressed during the meeting the need to finalize all projects within schedule in order to achieve the state's vision regarding the development of transportation sector and the localization of the industry.
In the meantime, French President Emmanuel Macron starts an official visit to Egypt on Sunday for summit talks with President Sisi. And the talks are expected to cover ways of boosting the bilateral ties in various domains, the latest regional developments, as well as the number of files of the mutual concern. Earlier, the Élysée Palace announced that the French president would use the visit to Egypt to travel near the Gaza Strip, going to the town of Arish. It added also that Macron would meet the humanitarian and the security workers there on Tuesday to stress his constant mobilization in favor of a ceasefire. And the Israeli occupation army deployed in the Morocco corridor, which runs between Gaza's city of Rafah, Khan Yunis, to the south of the Strip. The move is the first of its kind direct talks with Iran. Trump had called last month on Tehran to hold the negotiations on its nuclear program with Washington, but threatened to bomb Iran if diplomacy fails. On Thursday, the U.S. president said he would prefer to hold the direct talks with Iran. And Vietnam has asked for a last-minute delay to coastal tariff imposed by Washington, as government figures showed on Sunday that its economy grew at a slightly slower pace in the first quarter. The Southeast Asian manufacturing powerhouse counted the United States as its biggest export market in the first 3 months of the year, but its key customer has now hit it with a thumbing 46% tariff. The move is a part of the furious new global trade blitz announced Wednesday by U.S. President Donald Trump that has sent markets around the world into the tailspin. And meanwhile, tens of thousands of protesters flooded the streets of the major U.S. cities to oppose the divisive policies of President Donald Trump in the largest demonstration. The rain is compounding misery and presenting news hurdles for the relief efforts on Sunday. Myanmar, where state media reported that death toll from a devastating earthquake has risen to nearly 3,500 people. And moving to the economy, where Egypt's worth turned lower at the close today amid sell-offs by local investment funds against the Arab cooperation and the foreign investors' purchases. The market capital listed the companies exceeded 2.1 trillion Egyptian pounds amid an average trading of 10.2 billion Egyptian pounds. The benchmark EGX 30 dipped 3.34% above the 30,639 point mark. The equal weighted indices EGX 70 and EGX 100 fell 4.84% and 4.58% respectively. And the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said today that the word as we know it is over, as the word praised for further fallout from the introduction of the US tariffs. Starmer said that US President Donald Trump's announcement of the sweeping of the tariffs on Wednesday shows an old assumptions can no longer be taken for granted. The EU and Japan are also among around 60 trading partners set to face even higher rates on April 9th, raising fears of recessions in some of the world's leading economies. And to the word of the sports, where Liverpool got a big favour from its neighbour to become an even bigger favourite for the Premier League title after second-place Arsenal conceded the conscientiously awarded the penalty and slumped to a 1-1 draw with Everton. Liverpool is 11 points ahead of the Arsenal with a game in hand, which is at Fulham later today. The Reds need just 11 points from the remaining 8 games to secure a record equaling 20th English top flight title and first since 2020. And reigning champions Bayer Leverkusen needed a stoppage time goal to snatch 1-0 win over the host Henan to keep their Bundesliga title hopes alive and stay 6 points behind the leaders. On Egyptian television, this is Sahar Al-Talawi. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.